Turbo Conquering Mega Eagle. Right, folks, how you doing? Right. So a bit of a weird one today. I see in the Sun's they had an article, the Sun newspaper, about this woman, and she bought her kids a magic staff for Christmas. Like, put it in their stockings. Went and picked up the stocking, and this thing apparently jumped out, and it's got pictures of it. I'll try and find a picture. I'll put it up here. Here's a picture. Yeah, so this thing jumped out of the stocking and give the poor woman a black eye, isn't it? And they described it, and I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that, like, you know, even from China, that they'd sell toys like this designed for children. It's basically a coiled up spring. Here we go. I've not actually opened it yet. I figured if I'm going to give myself a black eye, I want to do it on camera. So, cut along, I went out and bought one because of the horrific damage it had done to this person's face. And I'm genuinely horrified of what's being sold as a child's toy. Genuine horror, you know, not just a little bit of shock. But this is I've always had a really, really healthy respect for springs under tension and that. Like, if I've got to change the spring on a car, like, it makes me pippa clench, you know, like. And coil springs is like these ribbon springs. I suppose they're clock springs in a way, like, especially so because they're razor fucking sharp. Anyway, what's supposed to happen? Like a hand grenade, you pull the pin out and everything starts happening. But I think what's meant to happen is you pull that pin and it shoots that way. Yeah, so we'll give it a try and see what happens. I'll stand back here away from the camera. Don't want to smash the camera. I don't know whether it wasn't all there, whether she wasn't all there, or the Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, no, I'm not blaming that woman. I think this is probably one of the daftest things you can. I don't know. Depends how much you like your kids, really, doesn't it? Look at the state of that. So this is an incredibly cheap, good source of very thin spring steel, if that's what you're looking for. I'm not entirely sure how you meant it. I suppose if I twist it, it should want to go back into its. I'm not sure how you're ever going to get that. What a ridiculous thing. Here we go. What a ridiculous thing. Here, kids, play with this gun. I mean, even if they don't hurt themselves, like, if they've got brother or sisters, like, they're going to absolutely terrorise each other with one of these. I mean, yeah, wow. I can't actually get it back. Can't actually get it to go back in, to be honest. What have I actually? Can you see how grotesquely unsafe this is? Yeah, some nice edges there. This is very, very thin steel, so I haven't actually found the corner of it yet. No, they have actually, they've taken some care to knock the corners down. You know, that's good. That's commendable. How are we going to get this back in? I hope it's not just no. I mean, like that. The lady in the newspaper, she'd oh, there it's going. Is it? I don't know. I think they said she'd poor thing. I mean, you know, like, women like to look nice anyway. And this is a young lady as well. Like, you know, she's probably not as old as me, and, like, you know, you can imagine for Christmas, like, girls like to put on a bit of makeup on that and look nice, don't they? Because they take all the pictures, you know. Had to do it with black eye, didn't she? Bastards. Not her, the people who came up with this thing. I'm probably in danger of doing myself a miss. So I'm just going to give it a little tap, see if I can get it go back in. No. It's in there pretty tight. The bottom, like in theory, you'd have thought if you give it a bit of a twist, it'll want to go back away, wouldn't it? Oh yeah, here we go. Maybe. I'm just gonna try brute force. No. Brute force has bound it up even more. Yeah, let me have a fiddle with this off camera. I might squirt some oil on it actually. Okay, I've got it. So the trick is just to lift up the handle end. Here we go, and that sort of takes the torsional tension off the spring and allows you to compress it again in the other direction. It is taking a little bit of force to get it back in there. There we go. Is the rearming the hand grenade. It wasn't a lot of money. It only cost me like £2. There we go. We've got to find something and try and punch a hole in it. I don't know. I've got a nice bit of polystyrene. It'd be good if I could find some. Hang on. Okay, let's see if we can recreate this. The crime scene. Here's that poor mother. Yeah, she's just finished filling the kids' stockings. Alright. I mean, this thing's quite long. You see there, it's getting on for about 3 foot. I really couldn't believe it when I heard the story, but having let this thing off once, I can quite see how it can happen now. Poor thing. Okay, we ready? Clear prop. Why would anyone think this is a good idea, eh? Stupid. What sort of damage did we do? Yeah, that would have been a black eye in the correct eye as well. Poor thing. You're never going to get any sort of compo off an eBay seller from China. I don't know whether she bought it from China, but this one came from China. Poor woman has my deepest sympathies, and it did sound like she saw the funny side of it, even though it could have blinded her. And I definitely think this could do you a serious injury. It'd definitely knock a tooth out, or we need to try it on something hard, don't we? Hang on. Okay, for the second test, we're gonna this is gonna be a makeshift Brunel test. We're gonna make an impression on the wood with the death staff, the magic death staff. Do you have children you don't like? Give them this. Right. And then we're going to try and replicate a similar sized dent with a ball peen hammer, just so I can get a decent idea of how much force this thing's. I'm not sure what the best range is. Close range or far away. Maybe we'll try it twice. Yeah, we'll do a full extension. Jesus, man. I mean, it hasn't left a very big mark. In its defence, it hasn't left a. Well, that's flat. It's not actually a ball on the end. It's flat. Maybe that makes it safer. Hey. Who would give this to a child? Who would give this to a child? I'm quite tempted to drill a little hole in there and put a little. I've got some 4mm tungsten. Should I do that? Yeah, I should probably do that, and then we can try shooting a bit of metal with it, can't we? I think that's my tungsten carbide. I'm not entirely sure. We'll know when we put the grinder on it. Unless it just shatters first in the vise. It's incredibly hard to get through tungsten carbide. I think it's just a piece of high-speed steel that I've stashed away. Let me have another look. There's my bit of tungsten carbide. I know it's definitely the tungsten. I can feel the weight of it. Definitely not steel. Let's have a 3/4 of an inch off the end of here, then we'll stick it in the magic wand. Hopefully I shouldn't have to say this, but if you're planning on drilling a hole in the end of your death wand, make sure it's already extended. Okay, so for those of you who don't appreciate the relevance of the tungsten carbide, like it's something that's harder than the hardest of steels, but also heavier than lead. Is it heavier than lead? I think no, maybe it's not quite heavy as lead, but it's getting on towards there. Is it heavier than lead? I don't know. It's pretty heavy anyway. It's certainly heavier than steel. I've got a little bit of alley in the vice. I just want to see what it does to this. Then we'll try and shoot a bit of steel, because I should imagine we'll get a nice fat spark off a bit of steel. I might even turn the lights out just so we can see what's going on. Here we go. Okay. Clear prop. Woo! Oh, it didn't go through. Oh no, that was quite disappointing. That was quite disappointing. It's just put a little nick in it, folks. Okay. I'm quite disappointed. This isn't the you can't even see that, I expect. This isn't the weapon of mass destruction I was hoping for. Let's do a bit of steel, and then we'll call it a day, eh? Right, I've got important things I need to do. Got to fold this back up again. So yeah, I'm just amazed. I am literally don't know what to say. Like, how does something like this ever get on sale? Right, I'm going to turn all the lights out and then see if we can get a spark off this sheet of steel. Okay, not quite absolute darkness, but this should do us, folks. Let's make sure I'm not in the wrong place here. Clear prop. I didn't see a spark. Okay. Oh, you bastard thing. No spark. Yeah, I'm amazed that hasn't well, it has burrowed into the steel a bit though. Let me turn these lights back on. Okay. I don't know what my conclusion is. Definitely don't give this to anyone you like. Might be a fun trick at work, I suppose. Punching someone in the face of it in the crew room. I don't know. I'm really not sure what this sort of thing's intended for. Suppose you hit someone with it. I mean, it's... Oh. Yeah, I mean, it'd hurt, wouldn't it? I suppose. Maybe this is a new stealthy self-defense weapon, eh? Don't get in any trouble with these things, eh? I'm sure that wouldn't be good, would it? Jesus. Well, that's it. I don't know what to say. I'm absolutely in awe at the stupidity of the sellers on eBay. Okay, I think it's important to find out just how far one of these things will travel, yeah? Okay. I don't suppose it will go as far as the doors at the end there, but they're, what? This is a 35-foot shed. I'm standing about 5 foot into it. They're about 30 foot away, I suppose. Let's see if we can get down the far end of the shed. Clear, bro! It touched the door. I mean, it did touch the door, but it hit the ground about 5-10 foot short. 6 foot short. Let's say 6 foot short. We've got a range. We've got an effective range of about 15 foot there. 25 foot maybe. And I'm really curious as to what sort of what you can do against a Chinese seller if they're flogging something on eBay that's devastatingly unsafe. I mean, other than eBay giving them a little bit of a telling off and them offering to give you money back, like if you do blind yourself as a result of some hideously unsafe toy that never should have been sold in the first place, or your kids get hurt, what can you actually do? I don't think you can do anything, you know. And like, literally, the seller being banned from eBay is the worst thing that's going to happen to them, isn't it? Like, I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below if you've got a better idea about that, hey? Certainly trading standards in the UK isn't going to go over there and or HMRC or whoever's responsible for that sort of business. Anyway, yeah, it's been quite entertaining. Definitely worth a couple of quid just to find out how unsafe it was. I thought that woman was perhaps exaggerating the nature of this death toy, but no, it genuinely is a ridiculously stupid thing to put in the hand of a child or an unsuspecting adult. As I say, I treat springs with a great deal of wariness. Anyway, folks, I hope you've been at least mildly amused by this, or entertained in some way, shape or form. Views are doing weird things on eBay at the minute, so it's a great help if you give us a like and that, yeah, or subscribe or something if you're not subscribed. Anyway, take it easy, folks. Bye bye.